All right, everybody. Welcome to the Pulse, or Pulse as it's known, the new live content from the Chads Media. I'm your host, Brandolph from the Chads. Today, we are going to explore Polygon NFT project, who has a long and storied past, a lot of accolades under their belts, and somebody that we have met before in the previous incarnation of this program, which of course was the Hotbox on the Chad's Discord. And one of our best interviews was with Shaz from Danketsu. So we're going to have him on here in just a moment. But I wanted to kick this first live stream off by thanking you for tuning in. We are broadcasting live on my X feed and to the Chads Media Twitter. And you can find the Chads Media, YouTube, not Twitter. I got the link in a nice little thing on the bottom there. It's not clickable, but it'll help you find it. So follow us, subscribe on YouTube, and definitely check out what we're bringing from the Chads Media. Big kickoff week for us with our first rant being posted to our Medium. Rant by B Smokes sounding off about airdrops. How appropriate. I wonder if he knew about this portal business before he wrote that. And then we also have the Jarek Bryan Show launching in-depth interviews on the YouTube channel as well, and more to come. So also want to mention that music, if you got to catch it at the beginning, is just a small peek into the expansive world of Danketsu, formerly known as Ada Ninjas, coming from Cardano. But we will get to that juicy bit here as I bring Shaz onto the stage. And here we go. Welcome, Shaz. How are you doing today?
G'day, mate. Yeah, doing well. I'm loving the trippy background, mate. I think it's you got a vibe running right away, which I love.
Thanks. I didn't want to have the domestic spare bedroom background with the weird stuff on the walls. So I got a little green screen and we're giving it a shot. Hopefully, it doesn't cause any lag to our signal. I am pretty challenged with technology, and it took me a good 2 weeks to get all of this set up and get myself into a headspace where I was prepared with the tech. And appreciate you stopping by yesterday for a tech run to make sure everything works. So it looks like we are live on X and YouTube, and this is pretty exciting. But thank you for being here. So last time we spoke, man, this was before Danketsu minted on Polygon, and we found out about your comics. We heard about your music, that you have the community helping generate the storylines and lyrics for things of this nature. We've heard a little bit about your hustle platform, but I think that today we should start with how have things gone since the Polygon launch? And of course, the whole other interview is available in the Pulse archives on the Chad server on Discord. And you can listen to that interview there still. And then we will add this one's archive to that channel as well. And you have the first double story from the Chads. So you guys minted. It's doing really well. I'm seeing Danketsu PFPs everywhere. How has this journey been for you on Polygon?
Yeah, look, mate. Thanks. And firstly, congrats on the new version or iteration of the show, and I'm excited and humbled to be, what I guess is on the Pulse, the first guest. So super excited in that regard, and appreciate you having me on. Um, Polygon's been awesome, man. It's been so much fun. It's a very different, but just as interesting, and I'd say even more so exciting, culture within the blockchain or the ecosystem than Cardano. So there are differences, but at the same time, I think it's beautiful. I think that there are lovely people around, great people like yourself. I've, had the pleasure of not only meeting new community members, but also buying into new projects myself. And I know that um, a lot of the Dank fam who came over from Cardano for their first ever Polygon mints have gone on to buy into 7, 8, 9, 10 different Polygon projects. Um, so it's been great. I'm enjoying it. I'm loving interacting with everybody, having those conversations, being in some of those, exclusive groups, and hearing stuff going on that side of the world. So it's fun. I have no complaints. It's great to see, and great to interact and mingle with everybody on the Polygon side.
Yeah, it certainly has been impactful. We're seeing Danketsu be the kind of project that people will find and want to really broadcast that their enthusiasm. They've discovered an affinity for this art style, and then dug in a little deeper to your community and just found all the gems. I know for me, getting involved with you onboarded me to my fourth chain, and I got a Cardano wallet so that I could collect one of the ninjas. And for me, it's a little bit more of a collectible thing. I want to have the first edition, right? I want to have the set, and I can't say I check that wallet often because I'm not looking to sell it. It's cool to hear about this crossover effect and watching these communities grow. I know personally, I've devoted a lot of my time to Polygon. And it's hard to focus sometimes on checking your other wallets and being involved in a really multi-chain way with the current state of the tech. So I'm hoping for something that's going to get me a little more interoperability there, and you know still excited to be involved multi-chain. So, have you guys come out with anything new in the last couple of months?
Yeah, yeah, yeah. No, great question. And look, I agree. I think it's definitely a challenge, not just for the community, but also for the teams that are sort of running, multi-chain projects and businesses, as I like to call them. Um, you see a whole bunch of projects that I believe are on Stargaze and Polygon as well, running sort of multi-chain across both of those. So it does bring in quite a unique and rather interesting dynamic. But I think we look at a lot of people on Polygon, and I think people recognize that the future is multi-chain interoperability, communities flocking together, and more importantly, when you talk about real world access and giving normies using all of this technology that we're a part of, they aren't even going to know if they're on Polygon or Ethereum or Cardano. They just want to be able to transact and participate seamlessly, and maybe it's the organization or the nation or whatever it is who decides to use Polygon and someone else is using something else. So yeah, I couldn't agree more. In terms of what we've dropped, yeah, a very very good point. So we got our ninjas token, which is our native token, over to Polygon as well. So it's the first bridgeable token between Polygon and Cardano, um, which is
Banger.
a really really cool feat. Yeah.
Yeah, that's awesome, man. I love seeing that interplay between the two chains. And I know that I got some ninjas for being a holder. Is there a staking mechanism for the token? Is this a DeFi token or is this off chain?
No, no. So this is an on-chain token. It's a utility token, though. We spent close to 20,000 USD making sure that it is a utility token from the legal side of things. So it's legitimate. We've done the best with our resources to make sure the SEC doesn't come after us with regards to this token. Um, and it is very much a utility governance token that enables you to interact and will enable you to interact more and more within our ecosystem. So you can find it on chain on Cardano and on Polygon. Like you said, there was an airdrop, and there will be another airdrop on the Polygon side, I think Q1 next year.
Ooh,
So that'll be the final airdrop, though. And
okay. There's the
yeah,
alpha guys. Airdrop coming Q1. Get
yeah,
your
yeah.
ninjas.
So if you hold a dank, prior to that airdrop, just hold on to it because you'll get some of that ninjas token coming over. But our farming, which is phase one of the Danketsu hustle, which is obviously live on the Cardano side, is ready on the back end on Polygon. So the smart contract is done. We just need to get the front end live. And I think one of the coolest things, which will also be a first, but in this space, there's so many firsts. I feel like firsts are a bit overvalued, but regardless, you're going to be able to go into the Hustle platform, and when you go to farm, which is passive staking, you connect, sure, your Cardano wallet, which you can already do, but you also connect, your MetaMask or your Phantom, or through Wallet connect your Polygon wallet. And if you've connected both and you have our NFTs on both chains, you're going to see them together on the interface from two different chains on one platform.
All
And
right.
yeah, so that's going to make it really, really fun. Uh, and yeah, we're aiming to get that up before the end of the year, just because one of our team members is on a bit of a break on the dev side, so that slowed down the front end delivery of it, but it's ready to go.
That's fantastic. We see a lot of projects have different levels of shipping history, and you guys just keep shipping. This forthcoming Polygon token portal is really exciting. Right now we've got a lot of people farming tokens on the timeline. Crypto Manimal farming in the comments of this video for his little portal drop. So are we going to be able to add liquidity to ninjas, or is this how are we going to farm it?
Yeah, so there is oh man, I am the worst at remembering these names, but so we're pretty close with a couple of the guys over at QuickSwap, and they connected us to someone else who they partner with, and there's actually a farm for ninjas that is live right now with a pretty juicy return on it at the moment. Maybe you know who I'm talking about, Randolph, maybe not, but they're linked to QuickSwap. Maybe someone from the Dank fam can tell me in the comments uh, what it's called. But you can go in there, you can put in some Matic, and you can put in some ninjas and get a nice juicy return on it right now. So that's live. That's been live for a couple of weeks.
Oh, that's fantastic. I just did my first liquidity add to a farm yesterday with the Banshees on the board Candy City. Is that the platform that you're using?
No, no, it's not. I think they're like specifically from another. blockchain that's come over to Polygon, if I'm not mistaken. Ours is someone who QuickSwap introed us to.
Is it
Uh,
Aztec? I saw Aztec was sweeping and posting with his. He's got the copy of the manga. He's really into the art style, and I'm a big fan of that dude. He, of course, incubated QuickSwap and hosts that Friday space with them. All roads lead to Polygon, and definitely a great guy to have in your community with a lot of resources. Because I know you guys, you've seen the writing on the wall, and you listen to the feedback that you're getting from the community, which is has led you to have community feedback on your content, community members on your team. And that's the kind of thing that is near and dear to my heart. I think, you find your real believers, you find your diehards. And when you give them something to do, to be involved, that seals the deal. And you've got yourself momentum. You've got yourself, additional proselyters. You got ambassadors on the timeline. And I really think if projects are not looking to their active community members in the way that you have, they're probably not going to make it. So I don't know if you had anything you wanted to kind of drop for us today. We are able to screen share, and just to play with the tech a little bit here, I am going to bring up the OpenSea listing here and take a little scroll through so that we can see some of this dope art. So these are the Polygon Danketsu PFPs. As you can see, the floor is right around 60 Matic. Great entry, and each of these things is super unique. We're looking at totally different feels on every single one of them, even though they share the same sort of base profile. That there are a lot of ways to identify yourself with these images. And I think that bodes really well for the Web3 crypto Twitter environment. This guy with the suit right here is looking super dope. Surprised that's still there. And let me get back to my screen here. So, what's next, man? What are we looking forward to from Danketsu? And is there going to be more music, more comics, more burn events? What's the juicy alpha?
yeah. No, great question. And I actually DM'd you the link to the farm. I just realized the APR is at 435%, which is insanely juicy. It's on Gamma, and it's just been a little bit of money put in at the moment, and I think that'll pick up as time spreads. But there's a link. If you jump into our Discord and you're watching, you can go in and get onto that farm because it's going to be nice for sure. But that's the previous part of our conversation. Coming to what we've got going on, a lot, uh, quite a bit, and perhaps that's always been one of the challenges with Danketsu in what is a an attention economy that we live in. Um, Sometimes less is more, so I'll try to limit it to less. We obviously we have a couple of we're working very closely with Polygon Labs to onboard a couple of, well, one I'd say is a very big musical artist, and then the other side of it is actually a really big IP that we're bringing on. So that's more Danketsu Launchpad related. So you may know of Hokusai Universe. That
Yeah,
came through. Yeah, so they came through from our Launchpad. So that's an example. But so there's the Danketsu Launchpad side of things, and then of course with the Hustle platform, that's going to be, we've signed on I think 9 projects on Polygon. We announced the GMers. We announced what was it? Yukio Warriors, who are minting soon with Comet, um, and a few others that we've announced. But the hustle platform missions, the gamified staking, um,
Yeah.
it acts as a white label service. So any project can jump on, and we slap a label, label it according to what they need, and boom, you're ready to go. So that'll be out soon on the Polygon side. Um, so there's a couple of things. I'll stop there because I can keep going.
Okay. Well, I'm
Yeah.
really interested in the Hustle platform because, as you may know, the Chads are standing up the Poly Chads NFT launch, and we're looking right now for bots and services and platforms to use for tracking engagement, getting raids, the classic get your points before mint kind of thing. Maybe you can buy OG. So would definitely want to book a call with my co-founder family and explore that as one of the options. The thing with us is it's going to be tricky because we're friends with everybody and we will be picking one. And so, yeah, you got a shot. Definitely like to hustle. And how has that been going for Cardano? How many projects do you have on that hustle platform?
Yeah, yeah. So it's interesting, right? The Danketsu hustle is not necessarily like an engagement hunting platform. There is an element of that, but the main premise of it is providing utility to communities and projects. So you can send your NFTs on missions and compete with other people. So you can compete with other holders, and based on the results of these missions and based on certain decisions that you make and certain items or buffs that you purchase, you can get more XP and receive more ninjas token. So it's like staking but in a game. And yeah, there are other elements where every time you send a message on Discord, you get some XP, but that also transfers over to the main platform. It doesn't just stay in Discord. Every time you raid a tweet, it doesn't just give you points and token. It actually gets the XP to transfer over to the actual hustle platform. So it's a little bit different. It's more sort of focused on a much larger, almost gaming utility that any project can pick up for itself, rather than engage with Twitter or engage with Discord or post something. That's an element of it. So it's quite different. In terms of Cardano, it's been super. 35 projects
Nice.
are using it. I think we've launched close to 10 now, but at the moment we're just waiting for projects to provide us with assets and stuff. The moment they provide them, we have a like 24 to 48 hour turnaround on that, and we get it live. And the beauty of it is, I think that the partner projects also earn recurring revenue. So it becomes a means, not just for us, but for the other projects as well, to earn a bit of matic. Because when you are transacting on the platform, you're paying a little bit of a fee, like the community into the smart contracts on the Polygon end.
That's awesome. And that's one of the big benefits, and one of the things that makes me really perk up and pay attention is when I know a specific utility has been built, it exists and works, and then you're converting it over to the other chain. Everything's already ready. There's just a little bit of translation, maybe a little bit of code. Have we lost audio?
Oh, I can
Have
hear
we?
you. I don't know
I can
about.
hear you.
Yeah.
People in the graphic killed it. Okay,
Oh,
when I put your tweet up on the screen and it blocked the I thought it was smooth. I thought I was being smooth on my live stream, guys. I'm sorry. So you missed that little bit of alpha, but it's okay because I heard it and it's all for me now. No alpha for you. But yeah, guys, the
I just know like Naruto hand signs, so I'm just gonna like, you know, do those from Naruto for anyone who can't hear us. You know, like
All
we've got all
right.
that
There
going
we
on. Yeah.
go. People are going nuts in the comments, man. I don't know if you can see this. This is our
Yeah.
first stream. We've got people tuning in on X and on YouTube. We've got Aztec in the crowd. We've got Big Nil. We've got family logged into the same account as me. So I hope you guys don't get confused. Some of that typing is me, some of it is family. Um, and then, of course, Manimal trying to farm the portal token. Uh, Guys, this is a lot of fun. I'm super excited to have you here, Shaz.
It's
I
good to
know
be here,
that
man.
Danketsu is a fantastic project on Polygon. That Guys, come on with the comments. All right, Kaylon, I'll say your name. This is distracting. I'm going to close the comments over here so I don't see those anymore. But you guys are in a really great position. You started your project in peak bull market in 2021. You've seen the gamut. You've been through it all at this point, and seeing you now more than 2 years later, still energized, still motivated, still having an active community, still moving forward and shipping stuff left and right. How how do you see this playing out over 2 to 5 more years, maybe 10 more years? What do you have? Do you guys have a long game in mind?
Yeah, yeah. Look, I have a bit of a perhaps a controversial take on the future of PFP NFTs, and
Bring it. Let's hear the controversy.
I've been very adamant on how I believe PFP NFTs in specific will play out. I think that very honestly, having and I think I tweeted this recently. I was like, a picture of a cow is not going to be the ticket to onboard a normie who can potentially own a piece of land or tokenized land um, with a cow, right? That's just not going to happen. What will happen is you hold an NFT, which is on your phone. You don't know that it's an NFT. You just know that it's a fractionalized token to a land piece. So that's not going to be a cow, right? However, where I do see PFP NFTs moving towards, well, one, I think we all know is gaming. So gaming is a key part of that. I personally don't think that again, cow PFPs. I say cow because cow keeps it neutral, right? There aren't too many cows around that I know of.
It does a
Um,
little bit, man, but this new project, Smoofs, is coming over, and they are all cows right now.
oh
So I'm
damn it!
like, wait, is
Okay,
this
okay.
about the cows? Is this about
No,
the
no, no,
cows?
no. It isn't. It isn't. No, I swear,
All
Smooths
right,
was
it's not
awesome.
about cow cow.
No, 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 no. I don't even know what they're working on. I apologize. Smooths is awesome. I've
All
seen you
right,
guys around.
purely
Yeah,
purely coincidence there.
yeah. What can I say? What's like a really weird a wombat? Because I'm Australian, so
There you go.
yeah. So like these wombats, they're not gonna get you, a lot of those things. So gaming is one. And the other thing, which, I think more and more people are realizing, is the future of these PFP NFTs is multimedia entertainment. So things like, I always say this, you look at a TV show or a reality TV show like The Voice, or those, what are they, like the ones where you vote people out of the house. What the heck is it called?
Oh yeah, like a Survivor or a
Yeah,
Big
yeah, exactly.
Brother.
Big Brother, that's right. Yeah, Survivor. So, what aspect of that, makes it so engaging besides the drama? Because we have the drama on blockchain as well, right? But
Yeah, we do.
yeah, yeah, but it's the ability to impact or influence the direction of where, the how the story plays out. And blockchain allows, to a large extent, or a larger extent than what we have available to us otherwise, for people to do that. And Danketsu has done that with music, which we've gamified, with comics and story, which we've gamified. And we want to take this to a point where you can gamify the animated series. You can gamify what you see on TV. They've gamified, we've gamified traits on our collections. We've gamified the Hustle platform as a gamification tool for everybody who can come in, and we slap their graphics and their assets onto it, and there's gamification. So now imagine, right? You're a big holder of Danketsu. You got the opportunity to feature one of your NFTs as a secondary character in the comic, in the manga. That's happened, right? Um, if you listen to our songs, they're actually, one of the tracks, for example, has a community member playing the bass. There's
Which
another
one is it?
song, I think it's Aramar. So Aramar has which actually has Good Charlotte's lead guitarist Billy Martin, playing the
That's right.
guitar.
Did you guys ever get um, Gene Simmons? Oh man, look at this. Listen to this. Community member on the bass. Dude, this is totally straight out of an anime.
Yeah,
I'm watching the intro to the show right now as there's little cutscenes of my Danketsu guys fighting off evil ninjas. This is dope. Guys, if you go to Spotify and search ADA Ninjas with a Z, you can find these tracks and listen to them. And I can play them on YouTube because we've got the creator right here. And that was definitely something that I identified. Sometimes on the X spaces, I'll go ahead and just freely use whatever music I have on hand. But it's time to tighten the belt a little bit in that regard. But it's amazing to see how many songs you guys have, how many pages of comics you've put out. Um, have you guys been pushing for retail stores and physical products, or are you largely vending these things online?
so I mean, it's so. For example, what we have done is we've sold out our comics at Comic Cons in Australia, right? That's something that we've done with booths, that kind of thing. In terms of the retail side, I think that you need really big ETH money, basically, to get in at the moment. However, that's not to say that we aren't having conversations. There's a lot of info out there already. We are partnering with one of the biggest multimedia companies in Europe, if not the biggest. And what that partnership involves, I can't say until the documents are signed. But
Oh,
you know,
bummer. All
but
right.
but yeah, we're talking to Polygon Labs. Like, we've built that connect out as well. We're doing a lot of that. Some people in our community already know because all the signs have been dropped and they're out there. Um, that's one major part of it. in the past we've had conversations with anime studios in Japan, lots of those things. We've also got a couple of big relevant individuals. I don't want to take names because then they'll be like, now we have to help everyone else who reaches out to us. But
Yeah, yeah, that's all
yeah,
right. Keep your secrets.
but let's just say the future is great, and I think that IP, not just for the sake of IP, but rather universe building, is going to be a huge benefit. So there's there's one great thing which is content creation, and the other great thing is giving the creatives the opportunity to build within your universe. And that's what has significantly helped us with like a solid foundation for what is to come next.
Absolutely, man. So that's exciting to hear. I think that if you can get partners uh, for an actual animated show, I think this could really pop off, especially with these tracks you guys have and the really vibrant, dynamic characters. I've seen a lot of support for just this flavor of art has a huge market worldwide, and it's interesting. We see a lot of projects talk about universe building while they're just minting new collections and calling that a universe. But what you guys have is actual shipped goods with these different characters, and you've had some wars, some burn events, um, and you have a multi-chain community to really diversify your exposure. How many holders do you guys have now?
I think on Polygon it's like 550, somewhere around there. And I think across it's closer to, well, wallets, we can say unique wallets across both chains is
Sure,
about 5,000 um, that we have as
that's
a
nice.
but
That is a nice community size there.
mate, I promise you though, right? Like if you go back and look at some of the people that bought in 2021, I would say that about, if we, a great metric that we have is about 55 or 60% of all our Cardano NFTs are staked. What that
Okay.
tells us is, and we've had staking on Cardano for most of this year. What that tells us is all the other people are not in the space anymore, or just so out of it that they don't have time to look.
I tell you, I very frequently forget to stake my projects, and then once I stake them, I'll forget that they're there too. I've got a couple of collections that are custodially staked. I can't see them in my wallet anymore. But I think you're right. We have lost quite a few people, definitely since 2021, when things really took off, and people that got in right then, like me, got hella wrecked. And dead wallets. I think we were talking about this in Deturians the other day. I think as we see more bullish market signals, some of the stuff that Aztec had in his little alpha post about getting past this next level, people are watching these underlying assets. They're watching the market makers, right, like Bitcoin. And as this really pops off in a more lasting way, since our several Black Swan events and things coming down off peak bull, we're going to see a lot of these dead wallets come back to life. Oh, hey, I'm suddenly interested. Hey, how have you guys been? I still held my project. So a lot of people are socially not present, but they still have those wallets. And I'm sorry, when I smile, my earbuds they start falling out. So I got to keep doing this. Woo! But I think we'll start seeing more of these people come back. I'm already seeing people come out and say, "Oh, hey, yeah, I'm still here." And I know there's people taking notes. I don't have the time for that. But I just encountered somebody from 2021 who got rugged with me on the first project I joined, and so I think we're starting to see this flow of people coming back, getting back into it, and the projects that are out here visible and with active communities and community members that are putting themselves out there stand to gain a lot from capturing that return attention. I think that is a demographic definitely to address, is the return people who were previously involved and took some time off to focus on real life or having a baby or what have you. But they still have those wallets. And shoot, where was I going to go next from this? Uh, yeah, bullish sentiment. No, NFT Inspect. I did not see Danketsu on there. Have you guys reached out to NFT Inspect to be? I saw that you were doing a space with them for Cardano. But interesting under that context that they don't have you in on Polygon also up front. So is there any alpha to that? Do you know what the time frame might be for the Danketsu PFPs, or will they be included as Cardano assets?
No, no. So we'll be on both, and probably I don't know about their timelines per se, but whenever the next iteration of things drops, we probably be live on the Polygon side, and then whenever they launch on Cardano, we'll be live on the Cardano side as well. So if you're sporting a Cardano PFP of Danketsu, you'll be counted on the Cardano side, but still counted for Danketsu, and then same thing on the Polygon side. But I think we did a count, and there was something like just 96 or 97 Dank PFPs on the Polygon side at the moment that we
That
could.
is a solid
Yeah.
number. That is a super solid number. You're right around 100. That is a fantastic level of representation on the timeline. These things do get split up by the algorithm, but the more the better, right? And nothing tells the a separate viewer, nothing tells somebody else more about the quality of the community than seeing enthusiasm for that project in form of wearing the PFP and posting enthusiastically about it. And we've got people like Aztec who are very well connected with folks who have been in crypto and DeFi for years and years. And are looking at the NFT space, a little curiosity, as PFPs became the sort of main share of NFT traffic, a lot of people got turned off to that. But it's important to distinguish that not every PFP is just a picture. When projects like Danketsu or Ada Ninjas is really involved with the community and continuing to ship and innovate. I think that stands out and sets a really good example for other projects and can really change the narrative on NFTs as a phenomenon with some of these folks who maybe had the wrong idea from the way things hit the news the last couple of years. But I don't want this stream to go too long. So I'll ask you, Shaz, if you've got any final thoughts that you'd like to share with the audience before we get things wrapped up.
Yeah. Also, yeah. Big shout out to Aztec. He's a legend. And I put a tweet out about how helpful he's been to us in sort of traversing the ecosystem. As have you, mate. Like I think you've been super helpful. I think we'll get another. I'll try an engagement farm off you next. Don't worry. No, but in all seriousness, I think the Chads as a whole, yourself and family have been great supporters of us coming into the ecosystem, Matic Man as well, who I've shouted out several times in the past. I think Tony is a great guy. Yeah, but to conclude, I will say just keep an eye out for all the partners we're going to be announcing for Danketsu Hustle. It's going to be exciting. Some really, oh yes, the herd. The herd was the first project we announced and signed on. So the iced out coin flip. Those guys will be launching. I don't know if we've announced it yet, but the Leos will be there too. So
Ooh.
definitely keep an eye out for them. Crypto Crew as well. So there's another one. I'll stop there because I think I've given away more than I should have. So my social media, team will be like, dude, chill. But keep it, yeah, just stay tuned. There's some huge collaborations that definitely bridge, Web 2 and Web 3 that we are working on. And very much on this IP side of things. And, Polygon Labs is um, involved as well. And it also involves some of the other launchpad partners like Hokusai Universe. So for those of you that don't know, there's a project called Hokusai Universe on Polygon, and the guy who funded that project is actually co-producer for anime like One Piece and Naruto. So
Oh,
um,
wow.
this guy
That's right.
knows everyone in Japan, and the stuff that he is bringing over to Polygon soon is, yeah, it's gonna leave lots of things behind. So I'll stop there though. On the dank front, keep danking, keep doing what you're doing. Be sure to tune in to the Pulse every week. Listen to Brand Elf. Asking all the questions, asking the easy ones, the tough ones. So I'm excited. I'll always be like, oh, well, the Chads have, after you guys drop your collection, it sells out. Like, oh, the Chads have sold out. Pulse is like this huge show for NFTs and just general Web3 stuff. And I was the first guest, man. You know what I'm saying? So
Heck yeah. Well, Shaz, I really appreciate you coming out and being our first guest on Pulse. Again, if you guys are viewing, Danketsu is a Polygon NFT project that you can find on magiceden.io. You can find their music by searching Spotify for ADA Ninjas with a Z. And you can find their X profile just by searching for Danketsu, and that's spelled like that. It's right there on the screen because I know how to do these clicks. I'm clicking all the scene things, except for the part where I blocked our audio. So get involved with Danketsu if you have more questions for them. Join their Discord server or ask around. And Shaz, I will see you back on the timeline. Thank you, sir. And I hope you have a great day.
thanks so much, mate. Absolute pleasure. And as always, great to chat to you.
Excellent. All right, guys. So the Pulse, I keep saying the. Hmm. Pulse will be at this time slot every Wednesday. That's going to be 3 p.m. EST next week. We've got the Matic Man booked. And then immediately after Pulse, I will be joining the Crypto Crew Community Alpha space as well. So we're going to do a little bit of a double dip with myself and the Matic Man next week. And I appreciate everybody who tuned in. Look forward to bringing more of this content to the timeline. Of course, we are onboarding for the Chad's project. So if you guys are on X, we'd love to see you. Get our link and get into the Chad's Discord where you'll be able to access this recorded archive as well as our previous Hotbox archives. And as we grow this out, we're looking forward to taking some listener questions and doing some giveaways and some things with the widgets on our live stream thing here as my learning curve adjusts to all of this glorious technology. So thanks again for coming out. This has been Pulse. Have a great day.